Well, hello. My name is Morgan, bid you all welcome back to Gothic 2. Yes, we're finally getting back to the Valley of Mines. We have been away for far too long. And the dragons are due their reckoning. So, off screen I actually did play for a few more hours to get a couple more levels. The main reason was to get the Summon Skeleton scroll, rune. So that's all well and good. That has been gotten. That will help us out a little bit here. It'll actually make the dragons quite a bit more manageable, because as we will see, trying to challenge them as a mage, pretty much not an option. But hey, the spells are built for mages, so as far as I'm concerned, it is a valid strategy. I also learned the second language of the builders to read a few more stone tablets, but unfortunately could not quite get the third. Oh wow. Somehow missed these. At this point, hit points are not making a huge difference. Oh wow, I missed that one. Okay, 291. That's an unfortunate number to end up at. But we will make do. Now at this point, could theoretically get through there. Why the hell not? Because this lightning spell actually makes orcs quite a bit easier. They're very resilient to the ice lance. Wow, okay. Spells really could not decide where they wanted to collide. But as you can see, they do eat up quite a bit of mana. We do not have enough mana to deal with everybody around the corner in one go. I actually wasn't planning on this, so this is probably going to throw off my timing to get to this episode, but no big deal. One thing I had said I was going to do, which I haven't gotten to yet, was... Uh-oh, shaman. Yeah, obviously shaman have a bit of magic resistance. We can manage. I had said I was going to make a video going through all of the, ouch, that's loud. Going through all of the treasure sites in Jarkandar. Have not done that yet because there's always one that I forget about because it's actually not on the map. So it screws me up, and I record the video, and I recorded the video. I forgot to get that one. I just haven't really gotten around to editing it. Oh boy! But it's not really a big deal. 99% of them, well, that's not really true, but all but one of them appear on the map, and they're not too hard to suss out yourself. But anyway, dealing with these guys is not really a huge asset, but it does just get them out of the way. Come on, dude. I would say... I mean, it really doesn't save you any time. You're just doing it for the XP at this point. We definitely got some orcos struggling to get over here. There's a whole other shaman right there, too. Where is my... Do not have my... What you call it? Storm equipped. Oh, they made it. What is happening? Please hit the bastard. Okay. I don't think the underhand spells, such as lightning, benefit from the, sideways strategy. They actually seem to hit at point blank pretty well. Why is the fear spell still on my hand? I was gonna try and pull out the storm, but... Oh, hello. Shit! Oh my god, please. Alright, maybe not. Jesus Christ. I'm really struggling with this today. See, normally I would wait until towards the end of the game when I have Fire Rain and just go to town. You can pretty much get them all in one stroke. And that actually is a valid strategy, basically in all of the valley, to try and just mop up all the XP you can. We can duel. I don't know why they seem to keep disappearing. The lock-on breaks. Yeah, as I said, there's not much advantage to doing this. It's not really any quicker to get through this direction than over the arch there. Well, you know what? A little more XP going into this doesn't hurt us. The biggest issue in the valley at this point is that there's no mage-related trainers. So it becomes... Oh, he's having a time. Basically, anytime we get a level up, we're gonna have to head back to main part of Corinus to really get anything. There's a rune here I always forget about. It's a healing rune, so will not be of much use to us. God damn the lightning noise, the way it stacks.
Nothing to plunder.
We'll grab that. I don't think there's anything else truly remarkable around here. There was a King Sorrel that might make it all worth it. Aquamarine. I don't remember if we got all the orcs on the way up from the trading square. The last thing is a transform into field raider scroll of all things. Not profoundly helpful. I did go and make a whole bunch of mana potions, but making them one at a time in this game is exhausting. Wow. So, we have hit Chapter 4. The Dragon Hunters. The Great Dragon Hunt has begun and will have lured many would-be adventurers to the Valley of Mines. Can only hope they won't stand in my way. Oh, they will, but they will regret it. Oh, I wanted to draw attention to one other thing, too. I'm ready to face the dragons. The Eye of Innos will aid me to destroy them, but I must not forget to wear it when entering into battle with the beasts. That is not true. I took that for a matter of fact when I was playing this game for years. But when I live streamed this a couple years ago, somebody pointed out you do not actually need to wear the Eye of Innos. You just need the charged Eye of Innos in your inventory. So that diary entry is a complete lie. Alright, so we did leave an orc behind. We got all the rest of them with Diego back in the day. Now, I actually haven't checked. I mean, I did check, but I forgot. When exactly I started this walkthrough, because we're closing in on 2 years. And
nothing there.
Good lord. I did not mean for it to take that long. It seems like the music is awfully quiet compared to voices. And again, this is a quiet tune. But, yeah, I did not intend this to take this long. We are kind of in the home stretch here. But I suspect that each of the dragons will be an episode in and of themselves, at the very least. I'll try and make it so there's one dragon per episode, but this episode in particular will not have one. We've got a lot to cover before we can even embark on the path to our first one. Well, there's a lot of stuff I just never grabbed here. Gaboingus. Nailed it. So, we have the teleporter stone to the castle. This game kind of assumes you're coming from the abandoned mine, because as soon as you step out, you see this dead dragon hunter on the path. Fellow really didn't get far, and based on his position, he's actually running away from something. That's meant to give you a hint that there's something to be seen on this path here, and not to just make haste straight for the castle. I actually meant to increase the draw distance in the config file before we got back here. Because ever since leaving Jarkandar, I don't think the FPS performance is as bad. But anyway, we got a congregation of dunces here. And these guys are gonna be some trouble. So I actually recommend having the Steel Energy spell. Once you hit Circle 4, there are actually some new spells that unlock here. One that's gonna be more useful to us later on. But I recommend starting with this, because there's a couple fools here who want to pick a few fights. And that's going to help us out. But I have some genuine advice I need to offer you before that.
Hey, come over here.
I'm here.
What do you want?
This valley's a dangerous place, and without the right equipment, you'll find yourself dead in no time.
I assume that you've got the right equipment.
You guessed it. I might even sell it to you.
What can you offer me?
And he really doesn't have much to offer at all. I will take the lockpicks. He's mostly just got snacks, a handful of potions, and some ammunition.
Do you sell information as well?
That depends. If the price is right, I'll tell you everything I know.
How much do you charge?
Hard to say. But I think that 50 gold pieces for every piece of information I give you sounds about right.
Is it really true?
Maybe to you, but not to me.
I need some information.
50 gold pieces.
He never would have thought of that. That's too expensive for me.
So I thought he would actually let you ask a question and then pay.
Is it really true?
As you ask. But I'm not paying 50 gold just to see what he has to say, because he actually doesn't have anything useful to say. Basically just vague, descriptions on where you can find dragons and shit like that.
What?
What?
Where do you come from?
We come from, the city.
I see, from the city then.
See? Here, have a swig.
I did not mean to do that. Well, we got a free beer. This guy will actually fight you if you press him. But, I missed that because I'm an idiot.
Listen to the wrong man.
What?
Where do you come from?
We come from, the city.
I never saw you in town before.
I can't stand people who stick their noses into things that don't concern them, understand?
Who said that?
Nope.
Then I'll have to beat it into you.
Oh, will you? Alright. So, if you're gonna use a Steel Energy spell, I mentioned this before, but it actually breaks the dual script anytime it happens, and NPCs will treat it as a hostile act when you try to re-engage. And unfortunately, all of the dragon hunters down there rush to his defense. They think you're the aggressor. And I'm not trying to wipe them all out. But we proved our point.
Well, we'll see the next time.
There won't be a next time.
All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
What are you doing here?
We heard about the dragon hunt, so we packed up our stuff and came here. But to be honest, I don't give a shit about dragons. I just want a bit of gold. Dragons have gold, don't they?
Certainly. What do you know about the dragons?
I only know the stories they tell the children. You know, virgins, gold, fire breathing, that kind of thing.
Where are you planning to go from here?
No idea. We're still thinking about it.
You could go to the castle.
Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Not to the paladins. I'm not going back to jail. I was there once, and that was enough for me.
What about the orcs?
The whole castle is surrounded. There aren't any gaps. Trying to sneak through there is insane. If you try to fight, you're a dead man. Nobody gets through there.
Ah, really?
Well, they've certainly gotten thicker on the ground, so our old bum rush strategy might be a little trickier. But we have alternative means.
What were you in the slammer for?
Like, I'm gonna tell you that, huh? You magicians are in cahoots with the paladins. Nah, my friend. Forget it.
Well, I didn't need to know anyway. Every one of you are hardened criminals, I'm sure.
What are you doing here?
That is truly the stupidest question I've heard in a long time.
Huh, you didn't finish your line there.
Never mind. What are you hoping to find here in the Valley of Mines?
Gold and honor. What else? When I'm finished with the dragon, I'll be swimming in gold. Enough to spend the rest of my life frequenting every tavern and cat house in the country.
Quite obvious.
Well then, I wish you luck.
I don't need luck, just my axe.
Be so sure.
So, we can actually hire him as a sellsword of sorts. But we'll hold off on that for now.
Really didn't.
Do you have anything to drink?
I assume that it's not water you want.
No, damn it. I need something alcoholic so I can finally get rid of these damn headaches. When I haven't had anything to drink for a while, my skull feels like it's gonna explode at any moment.
That's called withdrawal. I'm surprised you didn't pack any bottles with you.
Here, take this.
I've heard a
Listen to
thing
the
or
wrong
two.
people.
That hit the spot. So, now I can think clearly again. What can I do for you?
Get away with that?
What are you doing here anyway?
I don't have any idea what we're doing here or when it'll start. And I don't care as long as I have enough to drink.
Do you know where the dragons are then?
What's in it for me if I tell you?
Things would have turned out differently if it had.
I've still got a bottle of gin.
I'd fight every dragon in the world for a fine vintage. Agreed.
That isn't true.
Give me the bottle. I'll keep that for a rainy day.
I agree with you.
You do that.
All right now, where are those dragons?
Naturally, I can't tell you anything precise, but I've heard that there are supposed to be 4 dragons. We've seen a red glow over the highest mountain at night. I swear by my mother, if you're looking for a dragon, then you'll definitely find
That was
one
no
there.
big deal.
I'm a little distracted by Biff talking to ghosts there. So he can repeat that question for really no benefit.
I'm looking for someone who can teach me something.
I can teach you a few things. I'm the best fighter for miles around.
Simply needs.
Since we're friends, I'll give you a special price.
You didn't get that.
300 gold pieces.
Well, we don't need that,
Oh,
because
that's
we
too
ain't a fighter.
expensive for me.
Too expensive? That's less than anyone else in my place would charge. Think about it.
I used to say.
Well, I know people can teach me for free anyway. Giving him more drinks is not going to get you anything, but if you do want to use him as a trainer later,
Believe me.
eventually when his, well, when that bottle of gin wears off, he's going to demand another one before he'll teach you anything.
Believe me.
I'd just like to point out, I don't remember if this crossbow existed in Gothic 1,
Been there.
but I can't believe that they never caught on to
As much.
the really bad alignment of the textures on that
Wants to
one.
know.
Not sure what the hell happened there.
Of course we
And good old Gorn, you made it.
I see you've joined the dragon hunters.
I followed Silvio into the Valley of Mines because I know my way around here best and wanted to get a clear picture of the situation. I'll tell you what, something's definitely brewing here. I've never seen so many orcs in one place in all my life. It wouldn't surprise me if Garand and the paladins in the castle had all fled or been slain by now.
Let's hope not.
What are your plans now?
I'll follow the boys here to the Valley of Mines first, and then take off later. I really have to find out what the orcs are planning.
I'll see you around.
Look out for yourself.
You do the same, my friend, although I trust you're capable of that. Now this fellow will also want to pick a fight with us. Well, he won't want to, but we can coerce one. So I recommend running to this side, just to keep him away from anybody else who might try and back him up.
Hey, you. Guys like you should watch where they're going.
What are you trying to tell me?
I mean that the air out here isn't good for your health. And the place is just swarming with orcs and monsters. Not to mention the dragons. It's just a well-intentioned warning.
Well, that actually seems kind of genuine.
Can you tell me anything I don't know already?
I can give you a good piece of advice, and it's even free. We can't use anyone here who faints dead away at the slightest dragon fart. Go home. This is a job for real men.
Oh, I'm a real man. That's why I can't wear tight-fitting armor like yours, because my balls don't fit.
Are you the boss here?
Do I look like it? Certainly not. We don't need any self-important jerk ordering us around. When Silvio tried to act like he was the boss, we showed him and his buddies what we thought of that. There was a brawl. In the end, they left on their own. I hope Silvio wound up in a soup kettle of some orc.
So, you want to kill dragons?
Smart ass. So, do you know how to bring down a dragon? Do you think the beast will just sit there quietly while you chop off its head? Something like that takes good planning and decisive action.
I see. And how are you gonna go about that?
First, we'll scout out where we can find the beast. Only then will we think about the best way to attack.
That's no secret.
I think you won't even find a blind sheep.
What? You want me to push in your stupid face?
Never heard that figure of speech before. Push in your face. But I get your meaning. Interestingly, even though this guy looks like he'd be, or acts like he'd be tougher than what's his name up there, he actually is a lower level. And don't fret about taking their weapons. These guys never do anything anyway.
We'll see about that.
All right, you win. What do you want?
And that's it. He's got nothing else to tell us. So there's really nothing else to be seen down the road here. These guys will actually move on eventually. We'll stumble across them later. But for now, why don't we head to the castle, see what's a brewing there. Ah, the old stomping grounds. And some failure to load textures out there. And wouldn't you know it, some dragon hunters have made it here too, even though, what's his name, Godar or something, said that nobody could possibly make it through, but these fellows somehow did.
It's good that you've come. All hell is breaking loose here.
What happened?
The dragon hunters are strutting around here in the castle and bragging that they can solve the dragon problem. But I'll tell you what, the way they look, they won't even kill a sick old snapper. A lot of us are getting really worried by now and no longer truly believe that we'll ever make it out of here alive.
Weren't there 2 of you sentinels up here?
Not anymore. Sengrath stood here on the battlements when suddenly he fell asleep. His good crossbow fell down when that happened. We could only just see one of the orcs snatch it up and disappear with it into the darkness. Sengrath woke up then and just ran into the night towards the orc palisades. He hasn't come back since. In us, be with us.
The inflection on so many of his lines there didn't seem quite right. I don't think he understood what he was actually saying.
Hey, you train people?
Yeah, once those orcs, or even worse, the dragons attack again, every single hand will be needed.
Now, I actually realized we never talked to this guy the first time we were here.
Can you train me too?
Sure. I'll train any good man, but besides your talent, you need a good weapon if you want to survive here. Ask the knight Tandor. He'll take care of you.
What about long-range combat?
What about it?
Can you teach me that too?
No, but you can ask Udar. He's a good... No, he's the best crossbowman I know.
The best?
You're pulling such a long face.
Damn it to hell. I tell you, you have to watch like a hawk. If you turn your back for a moment, all your stuff is gone. Dirty scum.
What scum?
Those dragon-hunting riffraff, of course. Who do you think I was talking about? You gotta watch out, I tell you.
Did someone steal from you?
No, they smuggled 20 gold pieces into my pocket. Of course they stole something, you idiot. I tell you.
Wow, how dare you
when
talk
I
to a
get my
mage like
hands on a
that?
dirty swine.
Calm down. A paladin shouldn't lose his temper like that.
But I don't want to calm down. That was everything I owned, damn it.
So what are you missing?
My purse, with all my savings in it. And now it's gone.
It'll turn up somewhere.
When I get my hands on him.
Oh, the ambiguous him.
Do you have any news?
The dragon hunters have arrived. They strike me as tough bastards, and I hope they are, because otherwise they won't survive for long.
It was just like you said.
Show me your wares.
Tandor has the usual weapons. His stock is actually upgraded to include this, but we already have one of those, and I'll show you how we plan on using that later. But he's pretty much got some of the best weapons you're going to find at this point in the game. Plus a wealth of ammunition. Pawn off all that. Now, Edgor? No, not Edgor. Whoever's inside actually has a lot of mana potions, which we are in dire need of. So that's lucky.
Where did you pick that up?
What are you doing here?
I'm getting ready to fight. What else?
Who do you want to fight against?
I thought I'd drop in on the paladins and kick their fat asses. Idiot. Against the dragons, of course. What did you think?
Nobody ever asked.
Don't the paladins mind you being here?
Nonsense. They have entirely different problems. Most of them are glad to be still alive. The boys' morale isn't the best. That will be their downfall. I mean, just look at those nicked blades they're fixing to go into battle with.
Don't say you didn't.
Any reasonable warrior would desert immediately.
Have you separated from your group?
It was just
My
like you
group?
said.
I don't have a group. I'm a trophy collector. If I go home without a trophy, then I won't know what I came for. So I can't use anybody else.
Wicked they are.
Have you set eyes on a dragon yet?
No. I want to get my weapons in shape before I set off.
So sure.
Aren't you afraid that somebody might beat you to it?
What? Who? Silvio? Have you seen the pathetic figures he's got with him? Silvio
never
can
called
be
him out
glad
by
if
name.
he gets out of here alive.
I've my own opinion about that.
Silvio was here?
Here in the castle, you mean? Yeah, he was. But only for a short time. He chatted with a few people here and then set out again.
Is it really true?
So where is Silvio now?
The paladins here mentioned an ice dragon in the west. It's supposed to be the most dangerous and powerful of them all. You should have seen the gleam in Silvio's eye when he heard that. One guess where he went.
About that.
You don't seem to like him.
Listen to the
What do you mean, like? I'm not particularly proud that I know
I don't
him.
know why he gets so
Silvio doesn't have any friends. He needs people who follow him no matter what. That's not for me. I work alone.
I've heard a thing or two.
So I've heard.
Can you help me improve my weapons?
Improve? Better to buy something new and throw away the junk you're carrying around. Maybe I've got something for you. Interested?
Believe that?
What can you sell me?
I don't really have much for a magician, but you can take a look anyway.
Is it really true?
So he's got the supreme two-handed weapon here.
Trouble is
Now this actually does 10 more damage than the Dragon Slicer here, and is actually the best two-handed weapon in the game. There is a weapon you can forge that you would think would be the best two-handed weapon, but I don't even think it's as good as a Dragon Slicer, so there's a few that are even better than it. The only disadvantage to this one is its range is actually a little bit shorter than the Dragon Slicer. And range is kind of one of those hidden characteristics of weapons that you never really get to see. There are some mods that actually expose it, so you can see on the weapon description what it's got going on, but fortunately there's none that only do that, as nice as that would be. Oh, what have we here? A pice. We're kind of hurting for cash here, so why don't I pocket that? 300 gold. Now, there are a lot of different outcomes to returning this purse. I'm gonna go with what I think is the most advantageous to me, which is to keep the money, but hand over the empty bag.
I think I found your purse.
The pouch is empty. What swine did this?
So, if you are a mage, you can go with this, and he pretty much dismisses it, and that's the end of that.
It was over there, by the smithy.
Where? Near the smithy? It must have fallen out of a dragon hunter's pocket there. Don't tell me otherwise.
How would I know? So, again, if you're a mage, you can kind of blow him off, and he won't do anything. If you're a dragon hunter, he will actually demand that you tell him. And if you are a paladin, I don't really know. Well, we can offer our honest opinion anyway.
I suspect one of the dragon hunters.
I knew it. Just wait. I'll give those swine what for.
So, he usually picks this fellow on the bench over here. Every once in a while, he'll go after this dude, though, and he's much less likely to win. But,
and now for the fun part.
Jan here has a tendency to get stuck on this bench when this fight starts. But, he actually does stand a pretty good chance of winning.
Don't take any crap!
He didn't get that.
Let that be a lesson to him.
And there you have it. So I'm gonna leave the purse on him, but, we'll just take everything else.
It was a really, really stupid idea to come here. I thought there was something to be had here, but there's nothing here but a few arrogant paladins and orcs.
Is it really true?
You forgot about the dragons.
How could I forget?
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, I'm a blacksmith, not a warrior.
What the hell's going
I
on?
make
Why was it
weapons.
following him?
The fighting I leave to others.
Then why aren't you standing behind an anvil? The
Why are
paladins
you
here
so
won't let me into
accusatory?
The smithy. I can't make anything unless I want to wind up in the dungeon.
What's in it for me if I help you?
I don't have anything. At the most, I could teach you something.
I'll try to help you.
How will you manage that? Parsifal has ordered a watch kept on us. No one would dare to disregard it.
I'll do whatever
Oh, really?
I can.
I can't imagine that he would listen to you.
Please stand up.
Hey! Where do you come from?
I've joined up with some men from the mountains. We were headed for the valley to make a real profit hunting dragons. Their leader went by the name of Silvio. Boy, what an ass. He treated me like I was his property.
What happened in the castle?
Nothing that I've heard. Of course, I'm worried about what's happened outside the castle.
Well, not much so far.
Where do you come from?
From the mainland. My people and I fled here. The situation there is getting worse. The orcs leave nothing but burned out villages behind. The king has lost control of his realm.
So this fellow is quite interesting here. Apparently he fled the mainland and somehow got to Corinthus. I'm not really sure how he pulled that off, considering there's no ships going to and fro right now. But he also is one of the only people who give us any kind of insight on what's happening back in Myrtana.
Where are your people now?
I left them. They thought they could take everything they wanted, even if it doesn't belong to them.
Will it ever change?
Count me out.
What else do you know about the war?
The orcs are outside the capital,
Will it ever change?
but whether it's fallen yet, I don't know. The last thing I heard was that the king is dead, but I don't believe that.
That was obvious all along.
What are you doing here in the castle?
I heard about the dragons and wanted to help fight them. Unfortunately, I lost my sword when I was sneaking past the orcs. And now I'm stuck here. Without a sword, I can't get out of here. And the swords I can buy here are the worst junk.
I shall find your sword.
That would be great. You should look for it on the high cliff to the south. I probably lost it there, near the orc tents.
No idea why you're creeping around on a cliff with orcs around. But the alternative to this quest is if you know some smithy, you can actually forge him a sword. But we don't know smithing, so we're going to find a sword instead.
Relax. Yes, master. I'll try.
So you'll notice that he no longer teaches us anything. That's because if you give him the purse with no gold in it, it just pisses him off. So he'll stop teaching us anything. The reason I kept the money, you might think that you would get more XP if you give it to him, but you get 400 XP either way. And since we're not going to use him as a trainer, well, I think that gold will go further in our pockets than in his. But if you were a dragon hunter, I believe you can demand a reward for finding his purse, and he'll actually just attack you instead. As a mage, we can't request that, and I don't remember if you can as a paladin either. But him attacking us is a problem because all the other paladin buddies will join in on his side. Speaking of which, I mentioned before how as a fire mage, a lot of people come to our defense, even if we are the aggressor. And it's kind of funny to abuse that.
Cut out the... Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
Oh my god.
And now for the...
No fighting here. Let that be a lesson to you.
Ain't that funny? So yes, you can exploit that as much as you want. Sometimes I get a bit more homicidal than that. I don't know why the paladins are so homicidal. Oh, this is hilarious. Yeah, he does drop it. Sweet. And, yeah, that's good fun. You look familiar.
Don't I know you? You were Korangar. You used to be a Templar in the swamp camp.
Call me Angar. I have set aside my title. The Brotherhood of the Sleeper has disbanded. Curious, but you seem somehow familiar to me. Yet I cannot quite recall you.
What's the matter with you?
Oh, I haven't been able to sleep properly for some time. These constant nightmares. I'd have done it differently.
How did you get here?
After the collapse of the magic barrier, I hid myself in the mountains. It became time for me to do something. I strayed about for days until I suddenly awoke in the castle. Do not ask me what happened. I don't know. To make matters worse, I have also lost the amulet which I have had for years. I shall go mad if I do not find it again.
What will you do next?
I shall rest a while first, so that I may take up the search for my lost amulet. I have heard something of dragons. It is also being said that many warriors have come to the Valley of Mines to hunt them. I am thinking of joining them.
The Brotherhood of the Sleeper has been enslaved by evil. Your former friends from the swamp camp roam the land wearing black robes, feeling really irritated by anything that moves.
What are you talking about? The last thing I remember is that the barrier collapsed, accompanied by a nerve-shattering scream. Stricken with panicked fear, we fell to the ground, writhing in pain. That voice, it grew ever louder. And then, when it was over, they all ran mad and disappeared into the bleak night, screaming loudly. I have not seen them again.
They serve the enemy now and are nothing but soulless warriors of evil.
By all the gods, would that I had not allowed myself to be blinded so. That will never happen to me again. That I swear.
Well, nobody answers to you anymore, so you've got nobody to fail.
Where exactly did you lose your amulet?
Somewhere in the south, shortly before I awoke here in the castle. I suspect it was stolen. I absolutely must have it back.
I've heard a thing or two.
Maybe I can help you find your amulet.
Why not? Some help cannot hurt.
When will you go?
As soon as I feel better.
Well, that may never happen by the sound of it.
Where do you want to look?
I shall go to the south, where I was last. There is a cave tomb there surrounded by many boulders.
But he knew that.
That sounds familiar.
What about the dragon hunters?
I will speak with them later. Maybe they can use a strong arm.
Some don't even know how.
I've got to go.
Watch your back.
What?
That's not what I heard.
Oh, you joker. So yeah. Once again, we can only tell him the truth of the Brotherhood as a mage, because that's the only way we can really find out.
He really didn't deserve that.
I guess that kind of does confirm that it's not just the followers that went with Kor Kalam into the Sleeper's Temple that turned into the minions of evil, but many who were still in the camp, looking to Korangar for protection, still fell victim. But speaking of which, there's actually an NPC that I really don't know much about, and I think a lot of people miss, but one of the Templars in the old camp in Gothic 1, towards the end of the game, will actually become hostile towards you if you were to speak with him. For some reason, he stayed behind, in spite of the fact that all of the Sleeper followers went with Kor Kalam into the Sleeper's Temple. One of them stayed behind and just seemed to not realize that all his buddies had abandoned him. But my friend Val
He really didn't deserve that.
is the one who made us all aware of that.
He listened to the wrong people.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
For that is the will of Innos.
Anyway, Engor, not Edgor.
Hey.
Edgor's the bandit.
How's business?
So. I hope that the dragon hunters are as full of gold as they are of hot air. How about you? Is there anything else you need?
Oh, there's plenty I need.
Show me your wares.
So I'm not gonna take all of these, but I'm gonna take most. Oh wow, you suddenly got a lot more. Definitely need quite a bit of these. In fact, I'll just take those. And screw the essences. That was most of our money, but we'll manage. Well, alright then. Let's check in with Garond.
I'm back.
I can see that for myself. Where are the reinforcements?
Lord Hagen will come as soon as he's settled everything. Much has happened.
I don't care. I need troops. There are more and more orcs, and we can't hold out much longer. My men are tired, and we're running out of provisions.
Some volunteers have arrived.
You mean the dragon hunters outside in the yard? They may help us, but there just aren't enough of them. If Hagen doesn't send some men soon, I can't make any guarantees.
Same old thing.
There is a problem with the smith.
What, Smith? He's disappeared into the woodwork. Is he back? Then you can tell him.
No, I'm talking about Jan, one of the dragon hunters. He's a smith.
That's good. Our previous smith just slinked off, the coward.
Jan would be willing to take over the smithy.
I see. So you think I can trust him?
Yes?
If you're so sure, then you can vouch for him. If he causes any trouble, you'll answer for it. Agreed?
No, there's no reason not to do this. As far as I know, Jan does not cause any trouble under any circumstances.
I'll vouch for Jan.
All right. He can use the smithy.
That was no big deal.
Of course, he'll also have to provide my men with swords.
You have to feel sorry for the
I think he'll be happy to do that. I just find it funny that in his dialogue, he says the word smith like as if it's a name.
Can you give me more information about the dragons?
I have other things to worry about. My strategic officer Oric can tell you more about that.
Ah yes, the dragons, not your chief concern.
You have to feel sorry for the poor.
Did anything important happen?
I'm worried. Very worried.
What for?
Recently, these men showed up. They call themselves dragon hunters. As far as I'm concerned, they're nothing but idlers and criminals. If it were up to me, I'd chase them all out of the castle. Let the orcs take care of them.
Don't you think you're exaggerating?
Absolutely not. In our situation, we need men who set a shining example. warriors to wake the fire of Innos in our fighters' hearts. Instead, these scum destroy the morale of my warriors.
Unlike Lord Hagen, they are here.
Yes. Unfortunately, they're all we have. Innos is putting us through a very hard test indeed.
Indeed.
And apart from that?
Leave me alone.
Well, everybody's got such a temper today.
I'm back already.
I never thought we would see you here again. After that scene when you were here a few days ago.
Days? That was like a year and a half
You
ago.
have been made a magician. My respects.
I was a magician the last time I was
Maybe
here.
your appearance is a good omen.
I need more information about the dragons.
A rather large swamp has developed in the last couple of days to the west of the old castle. That's rather suspicious, wouldn't you say?
Very suspicious.
I need more information about the dragons.
At the moment, alas, I've got nothing for you.
So, he will actually give you information on each dragon as you're supposed to encounter them. You can encounter the dragons in any order you choose. But there is sort of an intended order because they do get progressively more difficult.
Can I help?
At the moment, we seem to have done everything which is possible from here. There
Which
is
ain't much.
something, however, something very important which you could do for us outside of these walls. We are planning to cut off the serpent's head.
What do you mean by that?
We know one of their leaders. His name is Hoshpak. He is one of the most influential shaman among the orcs.
And what is my role?
Kill him.
That's a joke.
It is not easy for me to ask this of you, Master, but you would be the best choice for this assignment. Hoshpak's tent is situated outside of the siege circle, on a cliff to the south of here. You can almost see it from one of the windows there.
I find it interesting that they treat this like it's such a, such an underhanded strategy. I guess because it's technically assassination, but, I don't know. These guys aren't exactly, adhering to the, Geneva Convention, as it were. Make sure you ask for this before you agree or disagree, because I think it might disappear.
I still need some equipment.
We don't have much left that we could give you. Well, I can offer you this.
So, 3 elixirs of healing or mana, or an elixir of strength or dexterity. These are permanent ones, but they're not much help to us.
I'll take the mana potions.
I hope you can use them. May Enos protect you.
May he indeed.
All right. I shall kill Hoshpak.
I am glad to hear that. Hoshpak's tent stands on a small cliff. You must have seen it before. It is not far from the path to our mine, directly in the shadow of the big mountain.
Do you mine? You have a few mines, don't you? He recommends taking a look from here. You can see the tents right up there on top of the cliff, where the lights are. It's also the same direction that Pharaoh's told us to look for his sword. We have 2 reasons to head that way.
Nothing's ever gonna change. It's really not my problem.
Do you really think?
But he knew that all along.
So why don't we... No. Why don't we head that way? Take care of this Hoshpak filler. Just so we get a little bit of action in this episode. It's actually not that hard to deal with. He's got a lot of orcs around him, but you'll see how we can use the geography to our advantage. Now, once again, you can quite easily use the terrain here and their crappy AI to your advantage. But it's really not difficult to get through these guys, because basically three orcs have moved in the direction that we would normally take to approach the castle. They are easily dispatched. And that are that. So from here we can get back to the river, and we have pretty safe going from there. Udar did mention that Sengrath is run somewhere in that direction. But we'll chase him down later. I see ya. Sneaky little snapper. Alright. So taking out these orcs up here, I recommend any of the ones you can see from the path here, try and pull them. Because from here, the rest of them on the other on the far side of the cliff will not be close enough to aggro. But we need to be able to sneak up there to pull off my strategy. So start from back here. You see, when you're far enough away, even the ones that are loaded in don't quite engage correctly. Get rid of them. And then good old Storm will do us a solid here. You can sneak up there, or you can do the strafe exploit. I'm doing for the sake of time.
There.
Once you're here, fire this off twice. Use our animation cancel trick to get it off quick. 2 of these. Take care of everything for you. The man himself. Right here next to Hoshpak is Pharaoh's sword. No idea why he was sneaking about up here. He had no reason to get this close to the orcs. Perhaps he thought he could get a view from up here and somehow did not notice them all. But anyway, that's done. So let's report in.
That was obvious.
I found your sword.
Thanks. I owe you. In return, I'll show you a couple of tricks that'll allow you to use your strength and dexterity better in combat.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
So he says he'll do that as a reward.
A good fighter has to learn to transfer his abilities directly to his weapon.
Yeah, that tends to be how you use weapons.
He didn't get that from
But yeah, he just becomes a trainer. Oh yeah, Jan. Actually, I want to show you something funny here. You are allowed to become a smith.
Go get your hammer. There's work for you.
You did? How'd you manage that?
I had to vouch for you, so don't disappoint me.
Don't worry. I'm glad that I can work at all.
Yeah, get to work.
But he knew that all along.
Okay. So basically what happens is as soon as you do that dialogue, he gets the script that the old smith had. So if you tell him at night that he's allowed to work as a smith, he just goes to bed like the smith would at that hour. And yeah, the smith, I forgot his name. Well, the smith and Pardos see man-at-arms who was sharpening swords. Neither of them show up again. No idea what became of them, but I assume they tried to run off and got themselves devoured.
Hoshpak is dead.
Great. This is bound to unsettle the orcs. Maybe we do stand a chance after all. I think this is going to win us a reprieve of at least a week.
No idea how you quantify that, but good on ya. Better use that time wisely. Alright, so for now, I think that'll do us. There's a couple more little odd quests you can do in this castle while we're here, but we'll get to that at the start of the next episode. And then hit the road to our first dragon. So until then, thank you very kindly for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow on Twitch if you want to watch some live stream shenanigans every Saturday and Sunday. And check out the link to the Discord below if you want to have a bit of a chat. Otherwise, have yourselves a wonderful night. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and see you next time.
It can't go on like this forever. So why won't they listen to me?
If he doesn't see it, I can't help him.
That was quite obvious. You already know what I think.